Greetings, opera lovers! Live from Pittsburgh, it's Rona. This week I was lucky enough to catch Don Giovanni, live streamed from the Met. I'd like to mention a few words about this before I give you my opinion on what I heard. We are so lucky that the Met is generous enough to stream these for us absolutely free. You do not have to subscribe to Sirius, nor do you have to listen on your radio, which may not have as good vocal reproduction, as a set of good headphones that could be connected to your computer. So, minus the visuals, you have a really wonderful experience of hearing great opera singers on a regular basis during the Met calendar year. And it is for this reason that I support the Met through a level that is appropriate to my income and my interest in this organization. And I hope that all of you who listen either through your computer or on Saturday or go to the HD Productions will also be supporters of the Met. Because in a way, I feel it's our national company. In this country, we do not have enough government support of the arts to make them competitive with European countries. And in fact, as far as I know, and I am not an expert on this, the Met offers less financial remuneration than the houses in Europe per performance, per star. So that when we get a big name worldwide star, they are, in general, as far as I know, taking less money to perform here. And so we are extra lucky because if they were just going to be wanting to gain the most amount of dollars or euros that they could, they would not come here. But the Met is the big stage for the United States. So without further ado, Don Giovanni, an opera I probably know as well as any other. Not because I love it, but because when I was in college, I actually was one of like the 8 people who played in the chorus of a student production. And so I was there for all the rehearsals. I wasn't good enough to get one of the roles because at that time I really couldn't sing at all. But enough about me. So who did we have at the Met? In the title role is one of my very favorite singers today. His name is Peter Mattei. He is a glorious baritone. There's something about the timbre of his voice that I find extraordinarily appealing. I don't know what it is, but during his singing of De Vieni la Finestra, you could hear what it was that makes him so special. There's a seductive sound to his tone. Pairing up with him in the role of Leporello, his manservant is Luca Pizzaroni, an Italian by birth, who makes the recitatives come so alive with his tasty pronunciation. I've heard him do this before, and I am an enormous fan of his singing of Leporello. Rounding out the men were, in the role of Il Commendatore, the wonderful bass baritone James Morris, who is kind of at the end of his career. I don't want to say too much about his singing, except that he sounded very, very fearsome and otherworldly. Playing the tenor in the tenor role, you'll have to excuse me while I go from computer to computer, was somebody whose name I did not know, Dmitry Korchak. I did not care for him. And then in the role of Mazzetto was Adam Plachetka. I thought he was fine. Then there are the 3 ladies. Starting with the top, Donna Anna is Elsa van den Heever. I heard her once before in Maria Stuarda. I liked her very much, but I did not care for the staging of that opera, so I was negatively influenced by my appreciation for her. But Donna Anna is a big, kind of screamy part, and she really carried it very well. In the thankless role of Donna Elvira, by the way, I think this opera should be called Donna Elvira, was Emma Bell. I believe she's British. I did not care for her at all. And as Zerlina was Kate Lindsay. She is more than just a rising mezzo. She's really arrived. Over the years, I've heard her several times live and through HD productions, and her voice has really grown in richness. She's a lovely singer, and I thought she did a very good job with Zerlina. I love to hear it sung by a mezzo. The last time I heard Don Giovanni on the radio, it was done by someone who has sort of disappeared from the scene, Moika Erdmann. She was in the soprano vein. Alan Gilbert conducted the orchestra, and as most of you will know, he is the conductor of the New York Philharmonic. He's done some concert versions of operas with them, but this was a much anticipated role for him at the Met. And I thought he did, in general, a good job. The overture started off very well, but during some of the arias, the pace slowed down so much, such as in Dalla Sua Pace, that I thought it was just coming to a grinding halt. In other sections where it needs to be energetic, it was, but in the Champagne aria that Don Giovanni sings, it felt almost too rushed, and Mr. Mattei had to drop a lot of syllables, which is sort of okay because it's a drinking song and should be celebratory. So there you have it. My opinion in a nutshell. I've seen this production and I don't like it, so I am not going to be running to any future HDs. There was none this year, but there might be in the future.